What's up, everyone? Back at the Hobbit hole. It's been since October of 22, so 3 years since I've been here. It's a shorty but a goodie. I think it's really good to work on your mantle skills. And I came here to do Trek to Mordor, which is the V4 that traverses across using just the lip without this bottom shelf. It goes as V4. So since I have Saran, which is the V3, I've noticed that there's now a line and a better description. It's saying to go from the pockets out to this seam and then to the lip. Before everybody is kind of just using whatever they can to get to the lip. I thought that still went around V2, V3, but going out from the pocket to the seam and then to the lip, which is a super eliminate. I'm not a really big fan of eliminates. I mean, just go up the way you can, but I get it. It does make it harder, but we'll see how it goes.
402 to radar contact at 18 miles. Gate speed 250, final bearing is 230.
Look, told them this too easy, got no chance. Thought I told them twice, but I don't think they understand. I might go to France, cause they love me down in Cairns. I can't hear them what they saying, cause you way up in the stands. Ooh, feel like Michael when I dance. You can hide it all you want to, but we all know you a fan. Look, told them how I do it. DMs from my exes, but they all just get excluded. I ain't seen that combo, cause I probably got it muted. I got Jesus in my college, but my songs are going stupid. Damn, said I'm doing what I said I do. They tryna send a message, just be cautious who you send it to. And you ain't doing nothing that I do not gonna let you do. Got 50 million streams, and that's just one stream of revenue. It's at Brunson in New York. Yeah, they say they do it. I said, what you do it for? I done heard some stories, but I'm thinking that it's Lord. If they come into my city, they gon' end up on the floor. There ain't nothing else to say. I don't like to do this, but y'all made me this way. Started on the ground, but I done made it out okay. Said I started in the basement, I got 2 cribs where I stay. And I'm thinking about a third, cause I'm running out of space. Where I'm shooting now, you would think this NBA. And I told them started talking like they signed an NEA. When I said to me the pre-checks, I ain't talking TSA, dog, I'm for real. If I said I'll do it, then I will. House up in the gates, now I got bills. I was eating free lunches from meals. Now these songs turning into mails.
It's the job, I'm the boss, and I had to employ. Yeah, they never thought I would be on great. I'm just a peon, but realize that we gon' fake. They bet against me, but I know I'm taking me all day. They waiting on the boy to fail, that's a real long wait. Need more faith and hold it till it relocate. And you ain't messing with the boy, you about to see your fate. I'm about to get another chip, call it Frito. They send the beat, I send it back, it's DOA. Took control.
All right, so I just sent I have Saran the way that it's described, going from the pocket to the seam and then to the lip. And it is harder than V3. I think it's V4. I mean, this hold right here, that is not a V3 hold. I mean, that's ridiculous. Anywhere on this seam is not a V3 hold. You're just kind of really bearing down on that. And then I had to switch my feet and to grab the lip. I'm not tall enough to keep the foot, so I kind of swing out, and I noticed that it was just better to just swing out and just grab it. I did try to hold it a couple times, and I just wasn't tall enough. So maybe it's easier for taller people to grab this seam and then the lip by keeping the feet the way they are, but the way, especially, I'm 5'7", and it is not easy, that's for sure. But I did send a new line, which is Saran Direct. You go straight from the pocket and straight to the lip. That's a kind of fun boulder. You have to kind of trust it. You definitely have to fight the swing out, but it's definitely more fun. I mean, if you're going to make eliminates, make it like that. I mean, this is just a harder version of it, but I appreciate it nonetheless. So I say this to a lot of kids that I coach, and I heard it in a podcast, is that, you know, you could hammer in a screw, but you really need the screwdriver. And if you want to do it the way that, you know, the hard way by hammering in the screw, you know, sure, you could get it done, but when you actually need the screwdriver, you're not going to have it in your toolbox because you're just used to just hammering away at it. So definitely try to do it the way that it was intended, or for instance, the way it was described. And maybe, you know, if you could find an easier way that's not in the description, that's great, but maybe go and try to do it the way that was described too, so you're learning something off of the boulder. Pro tip.